My second side, stuffed tomatoes, has no pork but is crispy and satisfying nonetheless, thanks to fresh breadcrumbs and nutty Parmesan cheese. So what I've got here is a big pot of water I'm gonna bring to a boil so I can wilt the greens. They're gonna wrap around those little mini meatloafs or pork. It's gonna be so good. This is kind of like my nod to some lau lau I had when I visited Hawaii just recently. Boy, was it good. It's the second time I was in Hawaii, and the first time I was there, you know, I didn't really get a chance to eat out. So that second time around, I knew I was gonna go ahead and find some good Polynesian/Hawaiian food. All right, what I'm working on now are the stuffed tomatoes I told you about. I've just got 2 vine-ripe tomatoes. It's gonna be perfect for 4 people. They each get a half. What you wanna do is just cut them across the equator and get all of the seeds out. And then I'm gonna sprinkle them with some salt so some of the moisture comes out. I loved making this in my catering days because it's fast and it's satisfying, it's super easy, and it's simple. So hopefully you'll put this into your lexicon of recipes. All right, so get the centers out of my tomatoes. Now the reason that I'm gonna put the salt in to get the moisture out is we're gonna put this in the oven after we stuff it, and we want it to hold up. So we gotta get all this moisture out, not all of it, but most of it, so the flesh isn't soggy when it hits the heat. All right, get the seeds out. Seeds are really bitter and yucky. I don't like the texture of them, so get them out. All right, and then just hit them with a sprinkle of salt. I've got a little sheet right here waiting on them. Turn them upside down, and the salt's just gonna draw the moisture out. Yeah, works on the tomatoes just like it works on us. You ever have a really salty meal? That's why they put the salted nuts at the bar. They want you to buy another drink. All right, I'm gonna start building up our stuffed tomatoes. Gonna get some parm, and some basil, and the other stuff over here, like some thyme, breadcrumbs, and I'm also gonna throw in some garlic as well. Garlic's all over my menu. Boy, do I love garlic. All right, so first things first, I think I'll throw some garlic in since I love it so much. Why delay? This is a great recipe, like I said, for my catering days. You make this for your friends really quick. We got a lot of people coming over. You see how easy it is. If you've got some tomatoes that are kind of on their last leg in the fridge, this is what to do to them. Throw some salt on them, set them upside down, get the juices out, and start to build something to go on the inside. So, 1 clove of garlic in, about a half cup of your breadcrumbs. Don't get the flavored kind or the Italian or whatever. We can do that ourselves with some fresh basil. So about 1/4 cup of our oil going in. We don't want it to be too dry and crunchy. We want it to get all in there. It's gonna be so good. All right, some pepper, freshly cracked black pepper. And this is a great accompaniment to any meal. So this works well with our flavored nations. We got a little German, got a little Hawaiian. That's not even a nation, it's a state. And I'm gonna put some Parmesan cheese, ground up as well, our little store-bought shortcut. Why do it at home when they're gonna do it for you at the grocery store? That goes in. Some thyme right in as well, dried thyme. If you've got some fresh, you can throw that in too. And then last but not least, our fresh herb, our basil. A lot of people always ask me, you know, how do I figure out what to put fresh herbs in and where things go in dishes? And I grew up with a mom that just loved to cook, and she had this cabinet that hung on the wall with all of her spices in it, and on the outside, the door of it had a list of all the spices and herbs and where they belong in a meal. So I kind of grew up just kind of reading that, not even on purpose, it's just in the background, and slowly by osmosis, it's in my brain now. So I'm gonna take my basil, just go ahead and just roll it up. Make a little ball and just chop it away. No big deal. This is gonna smell so good when it's cooking in the oven. And we're gonna do this at 400 degrees for just about 30 minutes. And I'm gonna give 1 little tiny sprinkle of parm over the top of these so you can kind of gauge when it's done. That's when the parm starts to melt away. Look at how easy this was. I'm gonna put some salt in there as well, right over here. Not too much, put that back. And that's it. All right, come on, tomatoes. Right up here. Now we only use 2, and that's gonna feed 4 people. How cool is that? And just pile it up nice and high. All right, that's it. Gonna put this into a 400-degree oven, like I said, for about 30 minutes. Just watch it so it doesn't get burned. And then here we go with our stuffed tomatoes. Got a little bit of that chicken broth on me. That is so yummy. All the parm there on the top, that is so good. Perfectly seasoned. The red chili flakes, the red pepper flakes, and the cumin. Whew. Yeah, just like I remember from my catering days. Okay.